Welcome. As I revise the textbook I wrote to teach homeschoolers world history, a Bible believer looks at world history. I'm going over it again and using these videos to help me figure out what I want to dig into more deeply and rewrite or add or something like that. So let's begin. We're talking about Assyria now. Assyria emerged very early north of Babylon as a nation and developed a warlike attitude in its unending attempt to remain a free country. They'd already had one high point in the middle of the second millennium BC, but due to the strain on their economy with an army always in the field, had declined. For a time, Assyria conquered Elam, Sumeria, Akkad, Babylonia, and Egypt. Durant states that, quote, Samaria was to Babylonia and Babylonia was to Assyria what Crete was to Greece and Greece to Rome. The first created a civilization, the second developed it to its height. The third inherited it, added little to it, protected it, and transmitted it as a dying gift to the encompassing and victorious barbarians. Unquote. Ashur, according to traditional historians, was the original capital and residence of kings, and then Nineveh, where Jonah preached and against which Nahum prophesied. Durant says that the reign of Tiglath-Pileser, mentioned in 2 Kings 15:29, as taking away many people from Israel, was a symbol and summary of Assyrian history. Quote, death and taxes, first for Assyria's neighbors, then for herself. Unquote. He was a conqueror and a hunter. Ashurbanipal II followed in conquest, as did Shalmaneser III and Tiglath-Pileser III. Sargon II, an officer in the army, took over in a coup d'etat, the French words for a sudden seizing of the reins of government. His son, Sennacherib, put down revolts in the Persian Gulf provinces and attacked Jerusalem and Egypt without success. The account of his army being wiped out by the angel of the Lord in 2 Kings 19:35 is another one of those hotly contested events in the Bible, especially considering that the Egyptians claimed that their own deliverance in this campaign was from field mice who ate the Assyrians' quivers, bowstrings, and shield straps so that they were easily defeated the next day. If God can permit 20 million people to die in a relatively short time in 1918 from the so-called Spanish flu, including more soldiers than were killed in actual combat in World War I, and if he can permit nearly a million people to die in one earthquake in China in 1556, then how is it so difficult to imagine that by his own direct actions that he could personally kill 185,000 Assyrians in one night? I can see the need to look for naturalistic explanations for supernatural events, but not when that search is in direct contradiction to the Bible's clear statements. When those who question why there are no Assyrian records to this catastrophe stop and think, they will realize that no ancient king is going to immortalize his failures in stone, as that was reserved only for his glory. And now we'll talk about how the existence of Assyria was doubted for years by scholars. So thank you for watching this update, and I look forward to seeing what you have to say. If you want to correct something I said, just provide a citation so I can study it. Thank you.